Look, you guys, as far as you can see. Beautiful, big chanterelles. So exciting. So this is a bag of big ones. I don't know how hot and sweaty I am, so sorry about that, but here's a big bag of big ones. I'd say probably 3 pounds. Here we are, Monday afternoon. I took you guys on a big mushroom forage with me yesterday, and we found an abundance of things, and this is my way of wrapping it up for you and giving you an explanation of the things that we found and what I'm going to do with them. So that hike about murdered me yesterday because it was so hot and humid, and the air quality here in Ohio has been crap, and I was dying last night. So I didn't cook dinner, I didn't go to the grocery, I didn't deal with my mushrooms, but I wanted to go back over them and give you guys a little rundown of what we found and what I'm going to do with them. So we're in Ohio, it's mid-July. When it's hot and we get a little bit of rain, we get conditions for summer mushrooms that are amazing, and I love to go out foraging, and I love to learn about them and teach people about them, and they're delicious. So first one that we came across actually is an Amanita. So there are different species of Amanita. Somebody's always making noise. There's probably gunfire in the background, there's kids, the TV, dogs, anyway. So this is an Amanita, and there are different varieties of Amanita, and some of them are not edible. So you definitely want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. But these are edible, as well as this is another variety of Amanita. Just it is a different color, as you see, but also an edible variety of Amanita. It's the white Amanitas that are very poisonous. But like I said, be well researched and know what you're consuming before you consume it. It's a funny looking fella, isn't it? I saved this because I wanted you guys to see, if you don't know a lot about mushrooms. These grow from what looks like underground an egg sac. So it'll look like a white egg under the ground before these mushrooms come out of there. Isn't that so cool? So you just actually, I'll peel it back so you guys can see. Actually just peel it back like that, and I'll just cut this off here at the end. Oh, look, even though I've washed it, we've got a hitchhiker. A little sluggy slug. Always clean your mushrooms well, because you never know who you're bringing home with you. So we'll put him back outside. But I was excited to see, I just broke it off. I was excited to find these Amanitas this year because I did not last year. I was too late for them last year. So the excitement I had when I found these little fellows was awesome. So do your research on those. They say that they have like a best description would be like a brie cheese flavor. They're really like they have a really good texture to them and consistency. They're kind of firm. I like a firmer mushroom. But as I say that, these are the next one we're talking about. The second one we found. These are oyster mushrooms. So these grow from trees, on trees, in clusters, and you'll see it in the video, but these are what they look like after I've given them a good wash. I'm trying to get you some good light on there, but you'll always recognize these because sometimes they are different colors. Sometimes they can be a browner color, or white is the most common, like a creamy white color. Or they can be golden oysters, which are not common for me to find, but people do find them in this area. Use these for soups. We're gonna saute them and then just put them in vacuum sealed bags in the freezer for winter. I might make some fresh with dinner tonight just because why wouldn't you? But we got quite a bit of these oyster mushrooms, and there's some smaller ones in the cluster too, but this whole stack, I'm gonna lean this down, this whole stack here came from one tree, the whole cluster. So that's probably about 2 pounds, I'd say, at least 2 pounds. And then the chanterelles, we probably got about 3 pounds of those. That's really exciting. And then you see the Amanitas there. But, sorry, it's a little shaky. Get that back on there. But I always get excited no matter what I find. But our main goal yesterday when I headed out to my trail was to find some chanterelles. These are my favorite summer mushrooms. I love the texture. I love the consistency. There's only one look-alike. They're called jack-o'-lanterns. Chanterelles always grow out of the ground. Jack-o'-lanterns always grow out of a tree or a tree stump or a log or a piece of wood. Jack-o'-lanterns grow in clusters. Chanterelles, they might grow with like 2 or 3, but they're not layered like an oyster mushroom. Oyster mushrooms are layered like this, you know, and that's how a jack-o'-lantern is. And also the stem is different. So with chanterelles, there are different varieties, as with any mushroom, and there are different sizes and different stages in their growing process. So I'm going to just show you a couple so that you can try to identify them yourself. Like I said, these are a summer mushroom. So these are like the thicker, I don't know the scientific names. I've talked about this with you guys. See how that looks? See how that looks? It's just like a thicker, like more firm mushroom. But how you can tell a chanterelle, no matter what species it is when you pull them apart, it's like string cheese. Like it looks like string cheese in there. So that's how you know for sure you can safely consume these. The color is always going to be somewhat like this. Sometimes they're a little bit lighter. The shape can vary. This is a larger version of the one that I just showed you, like the firmer ones, and you can see when the larger they get, the more string cheese like that they peel apart, which is really cool. And then there are also some, let me find one in here in the mix, that have like a smaller stalk to them, and they get almost like looking like a flower. Like look at this one. This one almost looks like a flower. So different species, different varieties of the chanterelles. They have a thinner stalk to them than the other ones I showed you first that are a little bit firmer. Look at it, kind of looks like a flower. They're so good and they're so easy to find, and it's something that you can be comfortable foraging for if you're new to foraging and new to mushroom hunting. A lot of people don't get past morels in the spring, and I say that's a big mistake because these are some of the best wild mushrooms you could find, as well as oysters and as well as the amanitas. But like I said, get yourself some books, read up on it, be educated before you ever consume anything. But these can be used, you know, to eat. They can be used for medicine. Mushrooms are a really fantastic source that nature provides us with in so many ways. So I'm going to saute all of these up. You can use olive oil, butter, whatever. You always have to cook a wild mushroom before you consume it. You can never consume it raw, so you want to know that. And even if it is an edible mushroom, your digestive system might not be used to it and you could have a reaction. So start with a small quantity when you're going to eat any kind of wild edible that you forage, just to avoid controversy for yourself. Nobody wants that. But so I'm going to saute these up. You can use butter, you can use olive oil, and then I'm going to bag them in vacuum seal bags, and they'll be in the freezer for the winter for whenever we want to have mushrooms with anything. If we want to make soup, if we want to have it with steaks, if we want to have it with stir fry, however. But they're some of the best mushrooms that you'll ever have when you find them wild and fresh in nature. So get out there, get on the trail, and look for some mushrooms, guys. Gotta do it. Hope everybody's good today. It's been a really exciting day. We released our video with Merlin and our subscriber list has been growing so much. We're so excited and so thankful. It's almost overwhelming, but we've been so busy with everything leading up to this time that I haven't taken the time to get out and do something that I love to do. And it's mid-July in Ohio. It's been hot for us and humid, and we've had a little bit of rain. So for this area, it is perfect conditions for some summer mushrooms to grow. And I have a certain spot that I go to every year. And the thing is, I've been so busy that I might have missed them. So this is actually a deep hike into the woods. So I'm doing it. I'm trying to get in to my spot, check it out, see if I missed him. If I missed him, I'll be so sad because these are my favorite mushrooms, and I'll show you guys what they are and tell you all about them when I get there. So hopefully it's not a bust, but I'm going in, we're heading in, and we're going to see what happens here, and I'll show you guys anything I find along the way. So here we go. All right, guys, we are headed in now. Flip this around, let you see. It's a pretty thick start, but I know this trail well, and takes a little while to get through where we're going, but I'm gonna bring you along. I'll flip the camera around here and we'll see where it leads us. Find some mushrooms. What we're looking for today is chanterelles, so I'm excited to find those. They're one of my favorites, one of my favorite things to forage for, and this is the time of year, so like I said in the beginning, hopefully not too late and I didn't miss them. We'll get away from this traffic sound here in just a couple of minutes. Oh, this is a good sign. I see some mushroom growth right here. Oh, let's see. What are these guys? Get a good look at those for you guys. So when you see signs of any kind of mushroom growing, you know that it's good conditions. So I'm excited to see what we come across today. I only harvest what I'm familiar with, and if I don't know what something is, if I do harvest it, it's only to find out what it is. You can find out what things are by their spore prints, by the way that they're made. When you're out looking, you want to look around dead trees and hardwood trees and anywhere there's anything that's fallen down. Just keep moving along here. If we do get lucky and we're on time, timing is everything with mushrooms. If we do get lucky and we're on time with these chanterelles, then it's going to be a large harvest. So something that you may not know about mushrooms is when you find them, sometimes people are like, oh, you have to cut them off. You have to think of a mushroom like the fruit of an apple tree. They grow from the mycelium, which is under the ground everywhere. So it's like an apple. And you can pick the apple, so you can also pick the mushroom. You're not going to hurt the mycelium. It is humid in these woods. It's like a jungle. I love it. Honestly, for me, there's no better way to celebrate today and our accomplishment and all the things we're doing than to do this right here. This is my favorite thing to do. Most mushrooms will also come back in the same general areas. So that's why I'm not telling you guys where I'm at. Some more growth. These look like turkey tail, fresh turkey tail. Those are beautiful. There's a little daddy long leg crawling on there. You can see it goes all the way down. The white stuff is mycelium. So some mushrooms grow on dead logs. These are old turkey tail. Older. Some mushrooms grow on logs. Some of them grow from the ground. Some of them grow from decay. But most of the time, if they're growing on a live tree, the tree is sick and it will not survive. It could for many years, but eventually something's not going to be right. Pretty soon we're going to be away from this traffic, but I like hearing all these people out enjoying the summer. Oh, look at these little guys. See, you got to look for the tiny stuff too. It's fun. Ooh, this is some slime mold right here. Very interesting type of fungus. I like to see all the different colors and varieties and knowing that they all have a purpose in the ecological system, even though they look weird or gross to us. And a lot of them can be utilized for medicinal purposes or just to enjoy as an edible mushroom. What we're looking for today is my favorite summer mushroom to forage. I know I've said it 10 times, but I will collect as many as I can if we come across them because I preserve them for the winter. They're great for stir fry. They're great for sauteing with steaks. You can put them in stews. You can make soup. You can dry them and powder them and use them as a mushroom seasoning. All kinds of stuff. So, hopefully we have another win for the day here shortly. Look here. These are very special. We're definitely, you can see where some of the animals have been feeding on these. I will put in the comments the species. A lot of times too, I'll tell you guys this. I am not familiar with scientific names. However, see, look, if you dig a little bit, there's another guy that's going to be even fresher. Can you see that? I'm not familiar necessarily with scientific names, so I'll give you a common name for it, and we'll look up the scientific name. I don't know this one off the top of my head, so I don't want to misspeak. But I'm going to collect these. Probably going to get some dirty hands today. Let me set up the tripod here. Ooh, I get excited. We've got our mushroom bag. Always bring these mesh bags with me. So I have different sizes, and I don't think we'll find a whole lot of these, so we'll use a small one for that. But maybe we will. Who knows? This is going to be a great day, I believe. Pop these back in the backpack. We'll be off again. Never leave your walking stick, friends. And you gotta walk all the way back and get it. All right. So we'll just take a little bit slower walk now that we've found some things along the way. That's fun. That's a good sign. Once on this trail, I found a chicken of the woods, which I've found quite a bit of, but it's always exciting when you do find it. When I find chicken of the woods or chanterelles or lion's mane, I've only found 2 of those in my whole mushroom hunting life, which honestly has only been about 5 years, but I dove in deep and learned a lot. Certainly not an expert, and I certainly will tell you, if you do not know what it is or if it's safe to consume, do not consume it. It could kill you. I just got a bug in my eye. Lake. Just try to let you guys see what I see. So when you're mushroom hunting, you got to be looking on the ground, you got to be looking on dead logs, you got to be looking up on trees, you got to not walk into cobwebs like I've just done 2 times in a row. It's really why I have this walking stick, as you see. We're moving right along on the trail here, though, doing good. It's a very remote trail. It's rare that I see anyone on this trail. These are some of my favorites. I'm not going to take this one because it's small, but these are called, a common name, a deer shield. They're a really pretty mushroom. They have sometimes a pink underside. If there were an abundance of them, I would grab them, but there wasn't, so. This is an interesting one. It's a type, I don't know the name because there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, I almost fell. It's called a bolete. So, it's called, probably this is a blue staining. So what you can do, oh man, I gotta set up the tripod to show you. Sorry. What you can do with these, when you touch it or it's damaged, it should change color. quickly. But maybe not. This might not be blue staining. So some people say some of these are edible, others are not. I'm not a fan of trying that, though. There's a larger one. This one might be a blue staining. Typically yellow underneath. Oh, see how... Ooh, look at this log! Sometimes you just find the coolest stuff. Can you see it? He's having a lunch. Oh, there's an even larger one. Look at that big guy over there. So you just have to be aware and look around. And like I said, I don't necessarily always know what things are, but it's fun to find out what they are. And you're not going to hurt anything by harvesting to research in any way. Well, just passed a couple people on the trail and realized I left my walking stick. How about that? After I said, never leave your walking stick, folks. I need to just take my own advice today, kids. I'll get it on the way back. I highly doubt anybody's going to take it if they see it. And if they do, I'll just have to get a new one. But now I got to use my arm to get the cobwebs out of the way because it's thick. But hopefully, since people just came through here, maybe they got the cobwebs down for me. Ooh, look at this. This is a type of jelly fungus. So some people call it like witch's butter. It's really soft to the touch. It almost looks like a wood ear with no color. Actually, I've never seen white wood ear. If anybody knows if that's what that is, I'd love to know. Cool. A lot of times on this trail, I've also found something known as ghost pipes. And ghost pipes, people think are a fungus, but they're actually a plant that does not use photosynthesis to create energy for itself. So typically they're white. Sometimes they're pink if they're fresh, you know. If when they're decaying, they're like a dark black. But on this trail, I typically do find some of those, so I'll point them out to you. But those can be used medicinally also. But again, they're not a mushroom. They're a plant, which is really cool. This is where I would like to have my walking stick. You can see where people slid. If we go down, guys, you're going down with me, and I'm not cutting that part out. Man, I'm just seeing mushrooms everywhere. Different kinds. But summer mushroom hunting is my favorite. Everyone freaks out about morel hunting, and I do love to do it because I just love to be in the woods. But I actually suck at it, and it's actually really discouraging. So if people start mushroom hunting and they're looking for morels and it is discouraging, they're not going to want to look for other things. And a lot of people don't even know about summer mushrooms, you know. There's also winter mushrooms. Oysters are an all-season mushroom. They grow all the time. Turkey tail, which is medicinal, grows all the time. And when I say all the time, that's because we're from Ohio, so we have all 4 seasons. Lion's mane prefers colder weather, but you can find it in the summer. I don't usually find a lot of stuff around pines, so I buzz through this area usually. Oh, I thought that was a snake. I'm not scared of snakes, but it looks like a big dog. If you're wondering to yourself, Jen, why didn't Tim go with you on this hike? It's beautiful. It's quiet, serene, everything's green. You can hear the summer bugs and birds and fish in the water. Lake's right there, right through these trees. Jungle to the left. Oh, got some steps here. See? Come out on that view. Where's Tim? Everybody says. Huh. Well, guys, I'll tell you something. Tim hates walking more than anybody I've ever met in my life. And I walk for a job. My job every day. I probably walk 100 miles in the 3 or 4 days that I work. Easy. Maybe more. I should track that. And we don't have air conditioning. So I'll walk wherever I need to. And also, I'll tell you, I'm not a very athletic person, but I can hike. So here I go. And he ain't coming with me. He took Wyatt to the Air Force Museum the other day when I was at work. That place is real big. I've never been there, but they told me how big it was. He told me today that he's sore from going to the museum. I said, you would die if you lived my life. I do got to take Tylenol for these old knees, but other than that, they keep me going. Used to be some old logs here. These, I think. I ain't been here since last summer. That grew. Look at this log. It's been here a long time. Look how twisted it is. It's almost like artwork. I love it. Like down here in this, where the branch used to be. Look at that. That's so cool looking. There's an even bigger one. That's cool, man. Nature's cool. But anyway, the big logs back there used to grow oyster mushrooms on them, but they ain't now. So like I said, most of the time they come back, but not always. I think we got 2 more inclines to get through before we get in. I'm heavy breathing. It's hot. Sometimes when you're mushroom hunting, number one, you gotta go slow, because look at what we just walked right by. If I hadn't looked. Whoa, look at those big dogs. So those little things that we just collected, look, there's more back here. Those are the big ones of it. But I don't think you eat them when they're big. You gotta eat them whenever they're newborn size, like these, still in the ground. That's cool, man. See how they come out of, they almost looks like they hatch out of an egg. If you've seen it underground, you can find videos of those coming up. They time lapse them. That's cool. Look, take a look around. See how these how big they get. Look how big they get. And there's turkey tail again all over. See how big they get? That's cool, man. So you just stop and look around wherever you are for a second on your way through. Always watch for spiders and snakes and stuff. That one don't look like it's hatched yet, so we'll leave that. I say hatched. It's not really hatching. Kind of looks like it, though. What we got over here? Golly, look at the turkey tail on that log. That's a lot. You guys, this is a good day for mushroom hunting. I felt it. I felt the good energy. I felt like the time was right. We're making some discoveries. I'm gonna stop here and put this in my satchel. I'm getting hotter and sweatier by the minute, but this is fun. So I'm gonna flip you back around and we're gonna keep on heading in. This is a long trail, I told you. Look at me. I'm hot. You know what these are? These trees right here. These are called pawpaw trees. Pawpaw trees produce the pawpaw fruit, which Native Americans harvested for years. Not a lot of people know about, but they only grow in this general area. So that's something real cool to come across. In the fall, in September, when the fruit falls from the tree, you can harvest them, and they're all right. My grandpa taught me about them. They have a texture of like a banana, sorta. Kind of mushy. Mushier than a banana, I'd say. And a very faint sweetness to them. So, some people love them. And it's really cool to know that you can harvest them. There's different things you can do with them. Something to know, interesting fact. And to know what they look like. Look at these big old trees. Man. Oh. I see something. Now, we're getting into my territory here. Most people would walk right by this. Right here. Hold on. I'll show you. I see them. Oh. This is a chanterelle. And this is a chanterelle. And just slowly look around. This right here is a chanterelle. Now, there are different types, and I'll tell you later how to identify, but they grow right out of the ground, generally orange in color. They get bigger than this, but these are the smaller variety, and I like them because of the texture. But this is a great sign. That means we're not too late. So I'm gonna bag these. We're gonna get moving because we got a lot of harvesting to do. I got a feeling. Here we go. All right, guys. We gotta move along. Wow, I gotta take you guys over here. This is gonna be the craziest oyster harvest you've ever seen. Get ready for this. This is crazy, you guys. I don't even know if I have enough bags for this. I only planned on chanterelles, but oysters are one of my favorites too. Oh my gosh. Wow, these are beautiful. So these are oyster mushrooms. They grow on logs like this in clusters. There are varieties that are not edible, but I'm familiar with these. And these are definitely oyster mushrooms. Look how big it is on my hand. So I guess I gotta get another bag out and let's just set up our tripod so you guys can see what's going on here. Well, I don't know if you can see it from there. Maybe from here, yeah. Whew. Well, I need my knife for this. Always bring you a good knife, not only for protection, but you need knives when you're mushroom hunting for stuff like this. I am excited, guys. Wow. But you know what this means? I'm gonna have a lot of work to do. These are some of my favorites. Holy cow. Again, oysters can be eaten a variety of ways. You can Google that. I learned a lot from Google. Don't always trust Google. Make sure you know your facts. I got books and stuff too, but it'll help you identify what you need. But these, you can fry them, you can saute them up with like some stir fry, you can make some soup, you can dry them out and they can be used medicinally. You're always gonna have little critters, so this causes a lot of work. When I get home tonight, I'm gonna be cleaning mushrooms, and I have a dehydrator too, so we might dehydrate a lot of them, maybe powder them. Golly, they are just beautiful. These, got some right here that look real good, if you can see those. They call them, I don't know, well, like I said, I'm not big on the scientific names. They call them oysters because they kind of smell like oysters. I don't like pheasant backs because of the way they smell when you're cooking them. There's a log back there with something on it too. I tell you what, guys. I tell you what. That's a score. That's probably 2 pounds of oyster mushrooms. You go to the fresh market to buy these, you probably pay $20 or $30 for that, honestly. So, I'm leaving these because I don't need that many. That's so many. There's some that's already flushed out. I gotta put my knife up, you guys. Always be safe. Whew! What an exciting day. We're not even there yet. Am I even gonna make it home after all this excitement? We got other stuff to do today. Honestly, I was gonna go grocery after this because I wasn't setting my expectations too high. I haven't been out mushroom hunting in 2 months, guys. Anyhow, look at this. Here's a whole nother cluster of that coral. That's what I wanted to see, but this is older. But you can see how it grows. That's so cool. These woods are just full of life right now, aren't they? Shoo. I'm gonna have to teach Tim how to clean mushrooms. I don't think I can do this all by myself. Usually when you go out, I've found just to not set any expectation. That way you're not disappointed. Really, that applies to anything, but God, this is steep. But especially to this situation. I think this is our ticket, kids. Maybe, I don't know. Is this it? But anyway, so usually when you go out mushroom hunting, you be lucky most times to find what you're looking for. And when you find other things that you weren't even looking for, it makes it even more exciting. All right. I could be wrong, but I think I am wrong. I think I gotta go one more ridge over. But it's good to look. One more ridge over. They're all old boletes. Hiding amongst the leaves. All right, guys. This is the spot. I just came across a guy on the trail that told me this is his honey hole too. So I told him if he keeps it secret, so will I, and only take what we need. So we just had a nice conversation about that. That was cool. But I'm heading in. He just is heading out with a bag, so I know that they're here. I am pumped. All right, guys, look at all these pawpaws. Here we go. And it begins, my friends. I'm gonna get out a different bag when we get up to where I see them all over already. So I'll just set you up here for a minute. God dang, this is my happy time, you guys. All right. Now, I'm gonna take this first one right here by my camera. Ooh, it's a double. You couldn't even see it. Look at that. All right, guys. I'm just gonna start picking. You can watch from a distance. You gotta just look everywhere you step because you don't want to crush them. And when you see them, it's almost like you want to follow a trail. All right, I'm gonna pick this stuff up and move on up into higher ground. That's just the first few I've seen. We'll get those ones I just showed you on the way in when we're on the way out, but this is usually where the big dogs are. So find weird stuff in the woods, friends. Looks like a deer. So as you can see, you have to get off the trail to find the goods. And once you know where the trail is, you always know to stay near it. Perseverance, folks. Oh, God dang these cobwebs. Perseverance, folks. Even through the cobwebs. Now we are, see? It's just like that. You get on their little trail, and you can find them. I see a whole bunch. Whole bunch. Oh, a bug just went in my eye. All right. These. See, they're hard to see. And like I said, usually they're different sizes, shapes, but always the same color. They always grow out of the ground. Well, sometimes they're like a whiter color, not like a bright orange. Like they're faded by the sun almost. Oh, mercy. It is hot. God dang. Do you guys hear that big limb fall? Another bone. Bones are us. We do have predators here in Ohio. Not much to worry about though. Honestly. Woo! See some. At this rate, I should probably get a lottery ticket today. Guys. Do I see any more right here? I like them because they're easy to see from a distance. Usually catch a glimpse of that color, just not know you found them. All right, guys, back here, we're back to where we found these right on the trail. So definitely gonna get all these over here. We ain't found no big ones yet, but I like the little ones just as good. Actually, I kind of like them better. They got a real firm texture to them. You gotta cook them. Any wild mushroom you ever harvest, it has to be cooked. Cannot eat it raw. Make you sick. I don't know the scientific reason why, but you gotta cook them. Oops. We'll focus on one side of the trail and then we'll go pop back over the other side because we gotta go in further on the other side. I can see them from here. Folks will walk right by these, not know they are a delicacy. Maybe the big ones just ain't up yet. Maybe we'll just have to come back next week. These might just be the early birds this size, which is fine by me. Like I said, I like them. Every year I make this journey, and every year I forget how hot it is. All right, we'll start on this side. I know they don't go far down that hill. I'm gonna leave the babies like that. When they get bigger, they're a little harder to clean. They're small like this, it's pretty simple. Get them cleaned up good. What we'll do is just follow the trail. As odd as that sounds, they typically, most mushrooms, will grow in a line. They might not be a direct line, but a general line. So we're moving further back this way in a certain direction. You can follow that and typically find more. As you can see, we're just slowly moving along, collecting more. Mushroom hunting is about patience, and it's about educating yourself, and it's about perseverance. So many things you can learn from nature. And the things it provides you can be more than physical. So I like to teach people things about nature because I like to learn things about nature. And maybe not everybody has access to these things or can get out and do these things. So by making these videos of my hobby, I feel like I'm letting people experience something maybe otherwise they can't. And it's not always a success. So there's that too. A lot of times with this, you have to accept failure and go back out and do it again. All right, let's look around some more here. Like I said, in the direction of the line. Ooh. Just pause for a minute. Look around. Take it all in. See what you see. Here's some, see? Patience, and we find the line. Oh, we walked right past them because, like I said, the line might not be a straight line, but there's a pattern. I guess that's a better way to put it. Maybe not a line, but a pattern. If you follow the pattern, see, we were collecting right over there. We just had to go in a little bit further to follow the pattern. It's the mycelium under the ground. All connected. What a beautiful thing. The forest hides so many gifts if you know what you're looking for. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so excited to show you what I just saw. It's not this, but no man left behind right now, since we finally have come across my secondary spot. Oh my goodness. So if you know what you're looking for, and you can see from a distance, I'm going to give you guys a shot right here and let you see how tricky it is. Can you see what I see? Oh my goodness. This is where it gets so exciting. Look, you guys, as far as you can see. Beautiful, big chanterelles. So exciting. I'm setting up the tripod because I need 2 hands for this job. Ah! Look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to have to work in a grid pattern because they go all the way down this hillside here. I have a cobweb in my face still. These are some larger ones. So I think I'm going to get a separate bag for the larger ones. And I'm going to put both of my bags down and take a little break from carrying those. Get these oysters out, let them air out a little bit. Whatever these guys are. All right, here's another bag. I need a drink of water. Wow, how exciting. All right, you guys. We're in it. We're in it to win it on this. This is amazing. Look at this big guy. Look how big that guy is. I get so excited for this, you guys. I don't want to leave you hanging on all of the excitement, but I need 2 hands for this hillside. Wow. Just every time I look up, there's more. Daggone, man. These cobwebs are killing me today. Okay. There's several here. I'm just gonna leave though, you guys. Let them grow. Let nature have them, or let someone else come out and get those if they find them. They're gonna have to do some hunting though, just like us. Look at this. So this is a bag of big ones. I don't know how hot and sweaty I am, so sorry about that, but here's a big bag of big ones. I'd say probably 3 pounds. And then we've got a smaller bag of smaller ones, probably about 2 pounds. And then we found some oyster mushrooms today, probably about 3 pounds. Those hold a lot more moisture though. And then we're gonna look these up. We're gonna learn something about those. So I'm gonna throw these bags back in here for the time being. And I wanna get us back on the hunt, I guess. I mean, I feel like that's really honestly enough for us, but if I see a bunch, I ain't gonna be able to walk away from them, you know what I'm saying? So thanks for coming with me on this. It's been a real fruitful day, for real. Let's get moving. You guys, I'm so hot and sweaty right now. I'm getting ready to head back out. We've got a backpack full of mushrooms. I'm real excited, but I left a ton, you guys. Well, we made it out, you guys. Today was a total success in my eyes. We got some oysters, we got some chanterelles, we got a really good workout. It's 110 degrees. I have sweat myself to death. I'm telling you now. I'm not cooking dinner tonight. Plan was to go to the grocery, but I'm not doing that either. It is hot and that wore me out, guys. I did not see any snakes today, which usually I like when I see a little snake on my trip. It's always a sign of a good day. But I did see a deer on the way out. It was right near me. That was cool. You know, can't wait to do it again. I'd say that these things will come up in the next week a lot more. We'll debate on if we come back out together or not after I see how much we have. So, whew, that's a wild thing. I'm gonna head back to the house before I gotta go get old Sambo. See you later. Got a hitchhiker, folks. We'll see. Probably got some of those in my hair too. I think it's I don't know what he is. Maybe a bagworm, maybe a caterpillar of some sort. He's not an inchworm, I know that much.